This is the book of Psalms, chapter 64, verse 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. First and foremost, I would like to call out Yahbashim Yahushai, Bashim HaKadosh, the ones to the apostles and elders, great Nelson Ruel. Peace, blessings, salutations to the whole flick, to all your brothers out there pushing the word in truth and sincerity. Shalom, tell your brothers, stay strong, pushing with quick lesson. And this is regarding the elite of Esau, which throughout time, slowly but surely, people have been, speaking out against them. People that used to work for them, insiders that actually used to, be down with these people. A lot of these people they've came out and they spoke out against them. People that came across them, some way somehow, started to expose them. For example, Aaron Russo. Aaron Russo wasn't really an insider, but he was friends with one of the top devils, Nick Rockefeller. He was one of the Rockefellers, and Nick Rockefeller, he pretty much spilled the beans, and he put it all out because he felt that Aaron Russo was one of his best friends. So he let him know, like, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. So even people that weren't insiders but came close to these people, they started speaking out against them. So throughout time, over the last 50 years, people really started to expose these devils, and they started speaking out against them and the wicked ways and the wicked agendas. That these people, people are really Satanists. They sacrifice children. They're doing all types of wicked shit behind closed doors, behind the scenes. They're controlling the governments, the money systems, right? So people, even right now, people already know about these devils, man. So the pretty much the gig is up for these, the elite of Esau. People already know what they're about. People already know who they are, because at one point you would say the Illuminati, and that was pretty much it. But people didn't really know who were the faces of the Illuminati. Which people started to find out that those are really the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the DuPonts, the Wahlbergs. Who else? There's a couple families that run the show. People right now even know that Creepy Joe, he's not really the leader of the free world. These other puppet leaders that they set up, people around the world already know that they're not the ones really controlling it. There's people behind the scenes that are calling the shots. And now what's happening if you speak out against them, or if you talk about these quote unquote conspiracy theories, you could be deemed a terrorist. You could be deemed a terrorist, and don't be surprised if this dude, Creepy Joe, passes a law regarding that whole situation. If you're a so-called conspiracy theorist believer, they'll be able to run into your home, lock your ass up, or whatever whatever they want to do, they can do it. As long as these devils pass that law and they make it okay for the government to run up into your home, if you believe in conspiracy theories, guess what? They're gonna be able to do it, and that's what it's coming to. This is the American dream is turning into a Nazi Germany. You couldn't speak out against the lies of these people. But anyways, it says right here, conspiracy theories are caused by government secrecy, and that's true. Because look at how many secrets these devils have kept, throughout the time. And then and then years later, it came out that these people were lying. For example, what did George Bush say? That them Arabs supposedly had nuclear missiles or something like that, right? It was either nuclear missiles or what's the other type of weapons? Chemical. Those missiles that carry some type of chemicals, right? But then it came out that George Bush was lying through his fucking teeth. Them Arabs didn't have no fucking weapons. So that was the go ahead that they could move up in there, because if America didn't move up into Iraq, innocent people were gonna die. Supposedly that was a covering story, that we have to move it up in there because Saddam Hussein is gonna kill a lot of innocent people, which that was a fucking lie. So then the whole world saw, you know what, we have the right to go ahead. But then years later, it came out that President Bush was lying, man. So things like that happen, and the truth comes out, you know. So now that's why the people don't even trust the fucking government no more. You know, not even a regular Joe Schmo that was a Democratic to the to the core. Even Joe Schmo doesn't believe in the government no more, man. Probably was 70% or maybe about 60-70% of the American citizens don't believe in Esau no more. I mean, the American government no more, because of all the lies and the falsehood that they've spread throughout time. Okay, 9/11 was another one. They blamed it on the Ishmaelites, when in reality it was their own kind. It was the elite of Esau that were behind that whole shit. That 9/11 terroristic attack. For what? Is so they can pass other wicked laws, man. So there is a group out there that is known as the Illuminati, which is really ran by the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the rest of them elite devils, man. And the scriptures prove that. That's why I read the scripture, Psalm 64 verse 2, and these are the words of King David. It says, "Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked." Now, who is the wicked? That's Esau, the so-called white man. "From the insurrection of the workers of iniquity." And these devils trust and believe they work in, that's how they get off, man, to work in iniquity. Okay, there's a scripture that says that these devils can't sleep unless they've created some type of iniquity, some type of wickedness. So these people, they can't function without doing some devilish deeds. So once again, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. That secret counsel of the wicked is talking about these elite of Esau, and they have their little secret meetings and shit like that. And then they plan everything out. Okay, we're gonna do this so we can pass this law. We're gonna do that so we can pass that law. Okay, so these devils, this is the way they move. Okay, they move very, they're very crafty. That's the description of an Edomite, is he is very crafty and very subtle. Okay, but yeah, so over 50 years plus, man. Think about how many people that were insiders have came out from working with within that circle that spoke out against them, or even people that were close to him, but they weren't insiders necessarily, but they were close to him. Look at how many. I guarantee you it's in the millions. I guarantee you it's been throughout time millions of people that have came out and spoke out against these devils. And what ends up happening to those people is they either get assassinated, they get thrown in prison, or they get back in line. Meaning they stop talking about that and then just go back to working with them devils again. Oh, as a matter of fact, that's why the scripture says in Psalm 64 verse 8, even in the same chapter, it says, "So they shall make their own tongues to fall upon themselves." So you're gonna have Edomites that were once in that circle that have came out and spoke out against the wicked deeds that they do every day. Their satanic agenda, their new world order, and they pretty much snitched on themselves of what they do, how they do it, where, when, everything that they let it all out. So that's why the majority of the world know about these devils, man. They know what they really want to do. They know about the depopulation agenda. And a lot of people, why do you think a lot of people don't trust the Maxine Waters? This Crown Royal Maxine Waters, is because of the fucking lies that these people have. You can't trust them. You can't trust these devils, man. So a lot of Jake, they're like, man, fuck that. I ain't taking no Maxine Waters. You have a lot of so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians. They're like, man, fuck that. I ain't taking that junk. The majority of the people that are taking the Maxine Waters and they're paying for it are Edomites. Okay, because you see the fucked up, the fucked up videos of these Edomite nurses, or even regular Edomite citizens. They start shaking. They got the fucking Bell's palsy. They got some crazy ass disease. A lot of them die. You even had that nurse that fainted. I forgot her. What was it? Tiffany Dover or Tiffany Dover. Oh, she fainted on live TV. You know, she fainted on live TV, and then um after that, nobody seen her. You know, this Tiffany Dover chick, she hasn't been posting no videos, no Instagram, and she was known to post these. You know, she was always on the gram. She was always posting videos, pictures of her and her family and shit like that. But after that day, she's never been seen of again. You see, here it is. People are asking questions like, you know, hey, what happened to you? What happened to you? To Tiffany Dover, right? And supposedly what she said is, you people don't need to know my my life or something like that, right? She wants to remain private, but you see, she never wrote that shit, man. Okay, it was someone in the government that told her husband or her family, you know, to keep it hush hush. They probably paid them millions of dollars because they don't want the people to find out that she passed away, or if she didn't pass away, she's fucked up, and they don't want people to find out. But something happened to that Tiffany Dover chick, man. So like I said, she either got some crazy ass disease, or she fucking, you know, died on the spot. You know, or maybe she died a couple days later, whatever, you know. But my personal belief is, I believe she died. So that's bad PR for the Maxine Waters. Because what do you think is gonna happen if people find out? Oh, you know, this chick dropped dead. They're gonna be like, man, fuck that. And you know, thousands of people are falling sick and falling victim to this Maxine Waters. Some of them are even dying, and the majority of them, like I said, are Edomites. Because our people that, you know, throughout years, they, you know, at least our people are getting some type of sense, man. You know, they're like, man, fuck that, I ain't taking this shit. After all the lies that these devils have spread, of course we're not gonna trust them, man. All the secrecy, you know. But what's gonna happen, what's gonna end up happening to these devils, to the secret council of the wicked, is they're gonna, as a matter of fact, there's a book of Job, chapter 5, verse 13, and it says, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong. Meaning, these people are gonna fall, and when they fall, they're gonna fall hard. Okay, to the point where that's it. That's, you know, time's up. You know, wrap it up, Esau. Okay, this is gonna be a point in time where it's gonna be like, you know, it's time to wrap it up, Esau. Time to close the show. Because your show, you know, your show is over with. You devils thought that you were gonna rule for forever, like the scripture says. You know, they think, you know, they thought that the how does it go? They thought that that their houses would last. I forgot the scripture, man. I forgot how it goes, but these devils actually, you know, thought that they were gonna live forever, pretty much. But then another scripture says that the Most High has said, you know, in the point of time for you devils, that you cannot, you know, cross it, pretty much. So there's a certain there's a specific month, day, minute, you know, second that you devils are not gonna be able to cross over with. And that's gonna be when America's destroyed with those missiles, ICBM missiles, and Yahweh Shai and the angels. Okay, so your council and your new world order and everything you thought you were gonna accomplish is gonna be carried headlong. Meaning you devils are gonna fall, you know, and fall hard. Okay, and the other one, you know, the other scripture is also in the book of Job. When how does it go? When he thinks he's about to fulfill, you know, his will, pretty much, you know, the Most High shall rain it down upon him. Okay, he shall rain it down upon him when he thinks he's about to fulfill his new world order. The Most High is gonna rain those missiles and those laser beams from those chariots on down to America and to his world, pretty much, which is the end of Esau's world. Okay, so that's the counsel of the wicked. Okay, the counsel of the wicked is to fulfill the new world order, where they put everyone in prison, They depopulate billions of people from off the face of the earth, and they rule forever. You see, but that's not part of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai's story. Okay, that's not a part of the Lord's story. Okay, the scripture tells you of the Lord's story, man. That the nation of Israel, at the end of everything, they're going to be the ones that are going to be ruling in righteousness. Okay, not in wickedness, in righteousness. And everything's going to go back to its rightful order. The earth is going to be refreshed. It's going to be cleansed once again. The animals, whatever type of animal, from the sea animals to the flying animals, even the bugs, they're all going to be happy. The trees, the vegetation, the grass, the flowers, everything's gonna be flourishing, and everybody's gonna be happy. Even the mother nations, man. Even the mother nations that, even though they're gonna be underneath us, they're gonna be, they're gonna be rejoicing. They're gonna be rejoicing that you devils got put down. Because right now, even the mother nations are like, damn, these Edomites, the so-called white man, he's the problem. And they're finding out the hard way, because you devils are out there fucking dropping bombs on them. For years you've been dropping bombs on these people, whether it be Moabites, whether it be Ammonites, Ishmaelites, Hamites. All these other nations have suffered underneath your hand, underneath your power, because you ran up in there and you raped, robbed, and murdered them heathen nations as well. Okay, not just our people, but you did it to the mother nations too. So them nations, man, they're happily gonna be underneath us, man. Okay, they're gonna be ecstatic, man. They're gonna be like, phew, cause look, we're gonna rule in righteousness, man. We're not gonna be no fuck boys like you Edomites. Okay, we're not gonna be no fucking wicked ass demons and just be killing for the fun of it. Okay, when we do it, it's gonna be for a purpose. It's gonna be for a reason. Okay, let's say these nations, they go off and they start doing some wicked shit. They start worshiping, other deities. Then in the kingdom, guess what? We're gonna run up in there. And we're gonna put a stop to that, man. Where they be, putting some of them to death to prove a point that they gotta worship Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and that they gotta keep the laws to the, they gotta keep the laws. They gotta keep the high holy days. But if they're doing good, if they're being tributaries under us, they're obeying the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, they're obeying us, and then why should we beat them up? Why should we put them to death if there's no reasoning behind it? You see, and that's the difference between us and you Edomites. Okay, the difference between us and you Edomites is us, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. In the kingdom of heaven, we're gonna rule in righteousness. And right now, you devils are ruling in wickedness. Like the scripture says, when the wicked are in authority, the people mourn. But when the righteous are in power, the people rejoice. Okay. As a matter of fact, let me see if I could get that one. All right, there's a book of Proverbs 29, verse 2. And it says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. So this is going to be in the kingdom of heaven. Okay, who's the righteous? That's the nation of Israel. Okay, that represents us. When we're in authority, meaning when we're in power, when we're controlling everything in the power seat, the people rejoice. So the mother nations, guess what? They're going to be rejoicing, even though they're going to be underneath us. But like I said, we're not going to treat the people bad for no reason. Okay, but then it says, but when the wicked beareth rule, who's the wicked? The so-called white man Esau. When he's in rule, guess what? Right now, isn't Esau in the power seat? Remember, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So, of course, Esau, the so-called white man, is in power right now. Hence, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, people that are calling the shots. Again, that ain't the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians. That ain't the Chinese. That ain't the Africans. That's the so-called white man right now. He's the one in rulership right now. It says, when the wicked bears rule, the people mourn. Okay, people mourn. People are crying. People are suffering. throughout the whole fucking world, man. People are suffering in Africa. People are suffering in even in Europe. People are suffering in China, in Japan, in South America, and the people are suffering here too in America. People are mourning as well. Why? Because Esau's in power, man, and he rules in wickedness. Okay, that's how he rules, man. Okay, but anyways, with that, I'm gonna call y'all Basham Yoshai, Basham Hakudash. So next time y'all Basham Yoshai Ratazam, say Shalom.